Let me now apply the previous scenario to a practical musical situation. Imagine that I'm a guitar player who's fascinated by the intricate, interesting and complicated rhythms of one of the bands that I'm really inspired by, and that I want to build my understanding of the rhythmic structures and rhythmic techniques that this band employs, and that I also want to incorporate it into my own playing and own musical pieces. Now, mapping the previous scenario to the current situation, I have already gone ahead and given names to these rooms. Now, this time, each of these rooms represent an important essential area of musicianship skill. For example, this room is IS, which stands for instrumental skills. This one for music theory, this one for composition, this one for transcribing, and this one for ear training. Now imagine me to be in the center of this floor and ready to explore any one of the rooms. Now, as I have been a guitar player and the instrument comes naturally to me, I decide to go into this area of musicianship, or this room that stands for instrumental skills, and I also decide to work on scales, chops, scalar patterns, phrasing, etc. etc. Now, over a period of time of doing this, I realize that I'm only getting better at the technical execution of all of this, but I'm faring no better in terms of understanding the rhythmic structures that I wanted to in the first place. So really, I have two choices at this point in time. One is to dig deeper into my existing practice regime and hope that something comes along the way. Or two, now that I've realized that my understanding of the rhythmic structures is faring no better, it would be time to hunt for newer ideas. I choose the latter and I go onto the internet to hunt for videos on rhythmic playing. And somewhere along the line, I find an author who's speaking about transcribing songs. Now that leads me to a newer realm of music called transcribing or transcription, and I promptly start buying books around transcription which have audio CDs along with them and transcription exercises that are written in music notation, and I start to work on them. And no sooner that I started working on them, I realized that I have a lacunae in terms of understanding music notation, and hence I now need to explore the area of music theory, where I'll need to work on time values, time signatures, syncopation, rhythmic structures, etc. etc. I also do one more thing. I buy off a software that helps me key in music and plays it back for me such that there's a strong connection built in my brain in terms of what I'm writing and how it sounds like. And doing this over a period of time regularly builds inside me the confidence that one day I go back to want to transcribing one of the songs of the bands that I was really inspired by initially. And this time when I start doing it, I notice that it's not only easier, but it's more fulfilling. And little do I realize that in the process of going through these three different realms of music, I have chanced upon, unearthed, and quite inadvertently so, the room that had the secret staircase, that takes my musicianship skills to the next level of understanding and maturity. I'd now like to highlight a few things. In the previous example, when I was stuck doing the technical drills on scales and scalar patterns, was there any apparent clue for me to start looking elsewhere? It was not that I chanced upon a YouTube video about transcribing songs. Rather, it was the realization that technical drills alone were not helping me further my understanding of intricate rhythms. That self-realization or inner voice is sometimes the all-important clue that we can choose to overlook. Secondly, in this example, transcribing songs proved to be that room with the secret staircase, but it would be worthwhile to note that transcribing alone didn't help me realize what I was really missing. So while music theory and transcribing did give me a fuller understanding of what this band was doing, the technical drills that I had done before helped me apply all of this knowledge onto the instrument, thereby incorporating all of it into my own playing and into my own musical pieces, which is what I was really hoping for right at the start. Finally, we could see a synergy between the different areas of musicianship skills and that they are somehow interconnected, much like how a human being can be considered connected to a caterpillar only if viewed from the perspective of the food chain. So while this connection is not so apparent, the synergy really does exist. Finally, we come to the musicianship tip of this edition. So here it goes. Based on your inclination, Choose a few areas of musicianship skills, at least two, and try to address them simultaneously. The key word here is addressing simultaneously instead of trying to perfect one skill set at a time and only then moving to the next. Now use this idea not only to solve a given musical problem, but try to build this into your daily practice regime. Now some of the reasons behind this tip could be as follows. First, if you're the kind of person who likes digging deep and you stick to pursuing one skill set at a time, you might end up spending a lot of time wanting and trying to perfect that skill set when perfection is really a moving target, one that demands constant change and is more like an evolutionary process rather than a short-term goal. 2. For all your efforts, you might not see any breakthroughs at all, and in your frustration, you might choose to ditch that skill set midway through. On the other hand, working on multiple skill sets simultaneously not only keeps it fresh and interesting for your brain as you can switch between subjects, but it also tends to open up newer perspectives that could lead to a more holistic understanding of the given problem or the subject of music as a whole. Now there are two more corollary tips that I'd like to add to this tip, but I think I will save them for a later part. So till then,